Good evening, everyone. Understanding human behavior and emotional expression is a fascinating journey, especially when it comes to relationships. When a man deeply desires someone, his actions often reveal his intentions far more than his words. He communicates through consistent behaviors that align with emotional connection and genuine interest. This speech explores the signals and patterns that indicate when a man's energy, attention, and focus are wholly directed at someone he values deeply. When a man truly desires someone, his presence becomes one of the most telling signs of his intentions. Presence, in this sense, is more than just physical proximity. It's about his emotional and mental investment when he's with you. A man who genuinely wants you deeply will be fully engaged, making you feel as though you are the center of his world in those moments. His focus will be unwavering, and his attention will be so complete that you will feel truly seen and valued. This kind of presence manifests in the way he listens. He won't merely hear what you say. He will actively engage with your thoughts, asking questions, offering feedback, and remembering the small details you share. These details might seem trivial to others, but to a man who desires you, they hold significance because they are pieces of who you are. He may recall things like your favorite coffee order, a story about your childhood, or an important work meeting you mentioned weeks ago. These moments of recollection show that he's not just paying attention, he's holding space for you in his mind and heart. You'll also notice his ability to make time slow down when he's with you. In a fast-paced world, distractions are everywhere, phones buzzing, emails piling up, endless notifications. Yet a man who deeply wants you will set these distractions aside when you're together. His phone will stay in his pocket, his eyes will meet yours, and his body language will reflect that his energy is focused entirely on you. This type of presence is rare and powerful. It makes you feel like you are the most important person in the room, regardless of the setting. His presence isn't limited to moments of happiness or lightheartedness. It's also evident in how he supports you during challenging times. A man who desires you deeply will not shy away when life gets tough. Instead, he will show up with empathy and understanding, ready to stand beside you as you navigate life's challenges. His presence will be a source of strength, offering you the reassurance that you are not alone. Whether it's a difficult decision, an emotional moment, or simply a rough day, he will be there not out of obligation, but because he genuinely cares. Beyond his actions, there's a feeling that accompanies his presence. It's a sense of calm, safety, and trust. When a man desires you, his energy creates an environment where you feel free to be yourself. You don't have to second guess your words or actions because his focus is on appreciating who you are, not judging you. This emotional presence fosters intimacy and builds a strong foundation for a deeper connection. It's the kind of presence that says, I'm here for you, and I see you for all that you are. His presence also reveals itself in the little things he does to make you feel special. These gestures might include walking you to your car, ensuring you're safe, or sending a thoughtful message just to let you know he's thinking of you. It's not about grand gestures, but rather the consistent effort to show that you are on his mind and in his heart. These small acts of attentiveness build a sense of security and reinforce the idea that he is fully invested in the relationship. In a world filled with distractions and fleeting connections, a man's presence is a profound statement of his feelings. It's easy to say the right words or put on a temporary show of interest, but true presence requires effort, focus, and emotional investment. When a man shows up in this way, it's a clear sign that he values you and sees you as someone significant in his life. Ultimately, presence is a reflection of where a person's heart and mind are directed. When a man desires you deeply, his presence will leave no room for doubt. It's not about occasional moments of connection, but about the consistency with which he shows up physically, emotionally, and mentally. This level of attention and care creates a bond that transcends superficial attraction and lays the groundwork for something truly meaningful. Always remember, when a man's presence feels like a gift, it's because you are someone he genuinely treasures. One of the most significant indicators of a man's deep interest and desire is the alignment of his actions with his words. When someone genuinely values you and wants to be part of your life, their behavior will consistently reflect their promises and declarations. Words can be beautiful, persuasive, and even poetic, but they hold little weight if they aren't supported by tangible actions. A man who truly wants you deeply will not just talk about his feelings or intentions, he will show them through consistent effort and follow through. This alignment starts with reliability. If he says he's going to do something, he does it. If he promises to call you, he will call. If he makes plans with you, those plans materialize without excuses or last-minute cancellations. This consistency builds a sense of trust and security in the relationship, allowing you to feel confident in his intentions. You won't have to second-guess his commitment or wonder where you stand because his actions will always back up his words. A man who truly desires you understands that reliability is a cornerstone of building trust, and he prioritizes it in his interactions with you. Consistency doesn't mean perfection. Everyone has moments when life gets in the way, but even in those moments, a man who values you will communicate openly and honestly. If he can't follow through on something he promised, he will acknowledge it, apologize, and make it right. This level of accountability speaks volumes about his character and the depth of his feelings. It shows that he respects you enough to honor his commitments and take responsibility when he falls short. This type of transparency creates a relationship dynamic rooted in mutual respect and understanding. Another way his actions align with his words is through the effort he invests in the relationship. It's not enough to say, I care about you or I want to be with you. Those sentiments must be reflected in what he does. A man who truly desires you will go out of his way to make you feel valued. He might surprise you with thoughtful gestures, support your goals and ambitions, or simply make time for you, even in a busy schedule. These actions show that he's not just saying the right things, but actively working to build a meaningful connection. This alignment also extends to the way he treats you in everyday situations. If he talks about respecting and cherishing you, his behavior will reflect that respect in how he communicates, how he listens, and how he prioritizes your feelings. For example, he will consider your preferences and needs when making decisions, whether it's something as small as choosing a restaurant or as significant as discussing future plans. He won't just tell you that you're important to him, he will make you feel important through his actions, ensuring that his words are supported by real effort. A man whose actions align with his words also demonstrates a sense of emotional integrity. He doesn't use words carelessly or make promises he doesn't intend to keep. His words carry weight because they are backed by intention and action. This authenticity is a powerful signal of his desire and commitment. It shows that he's not interested in playing games or creating illusions. He's invested in building something real and lasting with you. His actions become a mirror of his true feelings, leaving little room for doubt about his intentions. This alignment between words and actions creates a relationship dynamic where trust can thrive. Trust isn't built overnight, it's cultivated through consistent patterns of reliability, effort, and honesty. A man who deeply desires you understands this and works diligently to ensure that his actions consistently reflect his feelings. This consistency allows you to feel safe and secure in the relationship, knowing that you can rely on him to be who he says he is and to do what he says he will do. Ultimately, a man's ability to align his actions with his words is a reflection of his emotional maturity and sincerity. It's easy to make grand declarations or promises in the heat of the moment, but it takes intention and effort to turn those promises into reality. A man who truly desires you will always strive to show his feelings through what he does, not just what he says. This consistency is a powerful expression of his commitment and a clear sign that he values you deeply. When actions and words are in harmony, it creates a foundation of trust and respect that can sustain a meaningful, lasting connection. When a man truly desires someone, one of the most telling indicators is his ability to create a safe emotional space. This isn't just about being physically present or engaging in casual conversation. It's about fostering an environment where you feel seen, heard, and understood without fear of judgment. Emotional safety is the foundation of any meaningful connection, and a man who deeply values you will prioritize it above all else. Creating a safe emotional space begins with active listening. When you speak, he listens not just to the words you say, but to the emotions behind them. He pays attention to your tone, your body language, and the unspoken feelings you might be expressing. He asks thoughtful questions and seeks to understand your perspective, even if it's different from his own. He doesn't interrupt or dismiss your thoughts, but instead holds space for you to share openly and honestly. This kind of listening makes you feel validated and respected, reinforcing that your feelings and opinions matter to him. This emotional space also includes non-judgment. A man who desires you deeply will never make you feel ashamed or embarrassed for expressing your true self. He accepts you as you are, your strengths, your flaws, and everything in between. This acceptance creates an environment where you feel free to be authentic without the need to hide parts of yourself. He understands that vulnerability is a strength, not a weakness, and he encourages you to share your fears, dreams, and insecurities without fear of rejection. Support is another crucial element of emotional safety. A man who values you will be your cheerleader, encouraging you to pursue your goals and supporting you through challenges. Whether it's a career ambition, a personal struggle, or an emotional hurdle, he stands by your side, offering encouragement and assistance when needed. He doesn't just say, I'm here for you. He shows it through his actions, making you feel like you have a partner who truly has your back. Empathy is at the heart of emotional safety. A man who desires you will strive to understand your feelings and experiences, even if he hasn't lived through them himself. He puts himself in your shoes and considers how his actions and words might impact you. This empathy allows him to connect with you on a deeper level, demonstrating that he values your emotional well-being as much as his own. It also means he takes the time to learn about your needs and preferences, adjusting his behavior to ensure you feel comfortable and supported. Consistency plays a vital role in creating a safe emotional space. A man who deeply wants you won't create a sense of security one day only to withdraw the next. His actions and behavior will be steady, providing you with the reassurance that you can rely on him. This consistency builds trust over time, allowing you to let down your guard and connect with him on a deeper level. You'll never have to question where you stand because his behavior will make it abundantly clear. Finally, a man who values emotional safety respects your boundaries. He doesn't pressure you to share more than you're comfortable with or rush the pace of the relationship. Instead, he lets you set the tone and ensures that you feel in control of your emotional journey. He understands that respect for your boundaries is a fundamental aspect of creating a space where you feel secure and valued. When a man creates a safe emotional space, it's a powerful reflection of his feelings and intentions. It shows that he's invested in more than just surface-level attraction. He's committed to building a connection based on trust, understanding, and mutual respect. This emotional safety allows you to explore the depths of the relationship without fear, creating a bond that is both strong and enduring. Ultimately, a safe emotional space is the foundation for genuine intimacy and connection. It's a gift that fosters growth, trust, and authenticity in a relationship. When a man prioritizes your emotional well-being in this way, it's a clear sign of his deep desire and commitment to you. In such an environment, love can truly thrive, unburdened by fear or doubt. When a man truly desires someone, one of the clearest signs is how he prioritizes their well-being. This goes beyond surface-level gestures or performative acts of care. It's about consistently demonstrating genuine concern for your happiness, health, and peace of mind. His actions reflect a deep desire to see you thrive, and his efforts are driven not by obligation but by a heartfelt commitment to your overall well-being. Prioritizing your well-being begins with attentiveness. A man who values you pays attention to what matters most to you, from your emotional needs to your daily challenges. He observes how you're feeling, notices when something is off, and checks in with you regularly. His attentiveness isn't about prying or being overly involved, but about ensuring you feel supported and cared for in both big and small ways. Whether it's asking how your day went or remembering a significant event in your life, his focus is on showing that he's tuned into your world. This attentiveness translates into action. He doesn't just acknowledge your needs, he actively works to meet them. If you're feeling stressed, he might offer to help lighten your load or simply be there to listen. If you're celebrating an achievement, he's right there cheering you on, making your victories feel even sweeter. His efforts to prioritize your well-being are consistent, thoughtful, and often unspoken. You'll notice it in the little things, like how he ensures you're comfortable, or in larger gestures, like supporting you during a major life transition. Respecting your well-being also means honoring your boundaries. A man who deeply desires you understands that respecting your physical, emotional, and mental space is crucial to your happiness. He doesn't push you to do things you're uncomfortable with or imposes expectations on you. Instead, he supports your autonomy and encourages you to make choices that align with your values and goals. His respect for your boundaries is a clear sign of his commitment to seeing you flourish on your terms. Another way he prioritizes your well-being is by being proactive in nurturing your emotional health. He strives to create a relationship dynamic that is free of unnecessary drama, toxicity, or conflict. When disagreements arise, he approaches them with empathy and a willingness to find resolution rather than escalating tensions. His focus is on fostering a partnership that brings peace and joy into your life rather than adding stress or negativity. This intentionality reflects his understanding of how important emotional well-being is in a healthy relationship. A man who prioritizes your well-being also encourages your personal growth. He doesn't see your success or happiness as a threat. Instead, he celebrates it and supports it wholeheartedly. Whether it's pursuing a career opportunity, developing a new skill, or taking time for self-care, he motivates you to prioritize your aspirations and dreams. His encouragement is sincere, reflecting his genuine investment in your journey as an individual. He wants you to thrive, not just as part of the relationship, but as your own person. Importantly, prioritizing your well-being doesn't mean he neglects his own. A man who truly desires you understands the importance of balance and ensures that he is also taking care of himself. This self-awareness allows him to show up fully for you without compromising his own needs. In doing so, he creates a healthy and sustainable dynamic where both partners feel supported and valued. Ultimately, a man's consistent effort to prioritize your well-being is one of the strongest indicators of his desire and commitment. It's easy to say the right things or make occasional grand gestures, but true care is demonstrated through everyday actions and consistent attentiveness. His willingness to invest in your happiness and health reflects the depth of his feelings and his readiness to build a relationship rooted in mutual respect and support. And when a man prioritizes your well-being, it's a clear signal of how much he values you. His actions go beyond surface-level affection, showing a deeper, more profound investment in your life. This level of care creates a foundation of trust and connection that strengthens the relationship and allows it to flourish. In his prioritization of your happiness, you'll find a reflection of his true intentions, leaving no doubt about how much he cherishes you. When a man genuinely desires someone, his behavior often reflects an innate drive to protect and provide, not just in the traditional sense, but in a deeper, more meaningful way. This protective instinct isn't about control or dominance, it's about creating a sense of safety and security in your life. It's about ensuring that you feel supported, cared for, and shielded from unnecessary harm, both emotionally and physically. A man who wants you deeply will show this instinct in ways that are consistent and thoughtful, and it will become evident through his actions over time. The protective instinct starts with his awareness of your well-being. He pays attention to your environment, noticing potential challenges or difficulties, and steps in to offer support when needed. For example, if you're walking on a crowded street, he might instinctively position himself on the side closest to traffic. If you're feeling overwhelmed by a stressful situation, he may step in to help you find a solution or simply be a calming presence. His actions are subtle yet meaningful, showing that your safety and comfort are always on his mind. This instinct also manifests in how he handles your emotional vulnerabilities. He becomes a source of strength and reassurance during times of uncertainty or distress. When you share your fears or insecurities, he listens without judgment and responds with empathy and understanding. He doesn't minimize your feelings or dismiss your concerns. Instead, he validates them and works to make you feel supported. His goal isn't to fix everything, but to let you know that you're not alone in facing life's challenges. This emotional protection creates a foundation of trust, allowing you to feel secure in the relationship. A man's protective nature also reveals itself in his willingness to stand up for you. Whether it's defending your character in a conversation, supporting your decisions, or ensuring that your boundaries are respected, he takes it upon himself to advocate for you. He isn't afraid to confront situations where you might feel undervalued or disrespected, and he does so with grace and composure. His actions aren't about seeking recognition or praise, but about ensuring that you feel cherished and valued in every aspect of your life. This protective instinct extends to encouraging your independence and growth. While he wants to support you, he also recognizes the importance of your autonomy. He doesn't try to control your decisions or limit your potential. Instead, he empowers you to pursue your goals and dreams while standing beside you as a source of encouragement. He respects your ability to navigate your own path and offers his protection as a form of partnership rather than possession. His presence enhances your life rather than restricting it. Consistency is another hallmark of a protective nature. It's not about grand gestures or occasional moments of care, but about the steady and reliable ways he shows up for you. Whether it's checking in to make sure you got home safely, offering practical help when you need it, or simply being available when you need to talk, his protective instincts are always present. This reliability builds a sense of security that is essential for any lasting connection. Importantly, his protective behavior never comes from a place of ego or control. It's not about asserting dominance or proving his strength. Instead, it's rooted in genuine care and a desire to see you thrive. He respects your independence and strength while offering his support as a complement to your own capabilities. This balance between protection and empowerment reflects his deep understanding of what it means to truly care for someone. Ultimately, when a man exhibits this kind of protective nature, it's a reflection of his genuine desire and commitment. His actions go beyond words, demonstrating a consistent effort to create a safe and nurturing environment for you. This instinct is a clear indicator of how deeply he values you and how invested he is in building a meaningful relationship. It's in the little things he does every day, the moments when his care and concern shine through without him needing to say a word. In a world where actions speak louder than words, his protective instincts become a powerful testament to his intentions. They show that he's not just thinking about the present, but also about the future, where your happiness and safety remain his priority. When you see this level of care, you can trust that it comes from a place of authenticity, leaving no doubt about how much he truly desires and values you. When a man truly desires someone, he shows it by investing his time and energy into the relationship. Time is one of the most valuable resources anyone has, and the way a person chooses to spend it says a lot about their priorities. A man who genuinely wants you will make you a central part of his life, not just through words, but through the consistent presence of his time and effort. This is one of the clearest and most reliable indicators of his feelings, as it reflects his willingness to prioritize you amidst life's many demands. Investing time doesn't just mean being physically present, it's about the quality of that time. A man who desires you deeply will ensure that the moments you spend together are meaningful. He listens intently when you speak, engages in conversations that matter to you, and makes an effort to connect with you on a deeper level. It's not about how much time he has, but about how he chooses to use the time he does have. Even in a busy schedule, he will carve out moments to be with you, showing you that you are important to him. One of the ways he invests his time is by being available when you need him, whether it's a late-night phone call, helping you solve a problem, or simply being there when you've had a tough day. He makes an effort to be a reliable presence in your life. This consistency creates a sense of security and trust, reinforcing that you can count on him no matter what. His actions demonstrate that your well-being and happiness are worth the effort, even when it requires sacrifice on his part.